The Miami Dolphins have been laying the groundwork for this transition for a while now. When they selected left tackle Patrick Paul in the second round of the 2024 NFL Draft, the writing was on the wall, whether anyone wanted to admit it or not. And now here we are. Terron Armstead is making a move that all but confirms what everyone suspected. He's cutting his salary to the absolute minimum. That's not just a pay cut, that's a declaration. A move like this doesn't happen unless a player is preparing to walk away. Retirement is calling, and Armstead seems ready to answer. It wasn't long ago that Armstead arrived in Miami with a 5-year, $75 million contract in hand, a deal that signaled the Dolphins were serious about protecting their quarterback. But time, injuries, and cap realities have a way of shifting priorities. Last offseason, his contract was restructured down to 3 years and $38 million. Now, it's being slashed to just $2.4 million over the next 2 years. If that doesn't scream final chapter, what does? His impact on the field was undeniable when he was actually on it. Availability was always the question mark hovering over him, but when he played, he was a rock. A Pro Bowl caliber blocker who brought stability to an offensive line that has been, let's be honest, a revolving door for years. And now, with Paul primed to take over at left tackle and Austin Jackson sticking at right, the Dolphins have a decision to make on the interior of their offensive line. Head coach Mike McDaniel has made it clear. Veteran options are on the table. The Dolphins are scanning the market for experienced guards and centers, but the draft is still in play. Holding the 13th overall pick, Miami has a chance to make a splash. But is there a guard worth taking that high? Unless LSU's Will Campbell somehow falls into their lap, the real action might come on day 2. Names like Emory Jones Jr., Tyler Booker, Tate Ratledge, Jonah Savaiania, Marcus Mbao, and Gray Zabel could all be in play. But history has shown that Miami tends to go the bargain route when it comes to the offensive line. And let's be real, that strategy hasn't exactly paid off. Then there's the Tyreek Hill situation. No one's saying it outright, but the tension is there. Hill's Week 18 standoff with the coaching staff wasn't a great look. Walking away from a must-win game. That doesn't just get brushed aside. And while Hill has tried to smooth things over, the team isn't exactly rushing to shut down trade speculation. Miami restructured his deal to give him more guaranteed money, but the contract still leaves room for movement. A pre-June 1 trade would hit Miami with over $28 million in dead cap, a massive number, but not unprecedented. The Bills swallowed a similar hit to move Stephon Diggs. Could Miami be willing to do the same? Hill remains one of the most explosive weapons in the NFL, but he's also an unpredictable one. 2 1,700-yard seasons are jaw-dropping, but so is his off-field track record. If Miami wants to make a move, now is the time. The market is shifting, with names like Cooper Kupp and Deebo Samuel floating around in trade rumors. If teams are willing to pay a premium for receiver talent, this could be Miami's best shot at maximizing Hill's value. Meanwhile, Hill's wrist injury has been another subplot in this saga. Surgery was required, but no bones were broken, just ligament damage. McDaniel insists he'll be fine for training camp, but the real question isn't about his health. It's about whether he'll still be wearing aqua and orange when camp rolls around. Back to Armstead. He hasn't made his final decision official, but Miami isn't waiting around. The team is proceeding as if he's gone. No more uncertainty. No more hoping he can push through another grueling season. It's time to move on. Paul got a taste of a starting role last season, stepping in for Armstead when needed. The flashes were there. But replacing a veteran of Armstead's caliber isn't just about skill. It's about leadership, experience, and consistency. The Dolphins are betting on Paul to grow into that role, but there are no guarantees. And then there's the elephant in the room, Tua Tagovailoa. His entire career has been defined by one thing, whether or not he can stay upright. Losing Armstead is a blow, and Miami has to make sure it doesn't turn into a catastrophe. Protecting Tua isn't just a priority, it's the priority. This offseason is going to be pivotal. The Dolphins have decisions to make, and they won't be easy ones. The offensive line needs answers. The Hill situation needs clarity. And through it all, they have to navigate a roster that is undeniably talented, but sitting at a crossroads. Change is coming to Miami. The only question is, how big will it be?